something fun, shall we?
Fun and profitable! Now that's the dream!
meant to meet. Everything about that promise is missing from my mind. Why? What happened?
This sounds like a job for the kind and almighty me. Since you remember the promise involves flower petals, why not start the investigation there?
These petals look familiar. They're...
Curious about these flowers? For just 30 soli, you can hire Yakov, Sapphire Isle's most knowledgeable guide to dig up the truth.
30 soli is exactly what you owe me.
Well, that also happens to be everything I have on me right now. Little Bella, money is the least important thing in life. A promise between friends, far more valuable.
20 soli.
Deal. To uncover the mystery of these petals, first stop. Let's ask the flower vendor. Well, these look like tide wisp petals, don't they?
Tide wisp. That name sounds so familiar.
More impressive in sound than sight. It's just an ordinary flower petal. You don't understand. The tide wisp is a flower of friendship and love. Legend says it glows like fireflies for those with the most sincere hearts. They say a tide wisp bloomed when Lord Hallen mourned his late wife.
Hallen? That name sounds so familiar. Where can we find them in Sapphire Isle?
As far as I know, you can't. Though lovely, their bloom was short and the petals were a nightmare to clean once they withered. The Seven Sage Association had them completely uprooted from the bay years ago.
Before they were removed? Where did the flowers used to bloom?
All over, really. But I remember the beach up ahead. Every summer, it would be blanketed by tide wisps.
This beach?
Well, little Bella? Ringing any bells?
Nothing.
What? Try harder, little Bella!
Something's wrong, Yakov.
What's wrong?
This place. It's nothing like the Sapphire Isle I remember. I was only bedridden for a while, so... Why does no one recognize me anymore? I can't recall anything after I fell ill. Not even signing a contract with you. Did I really make a promise with someone? Do I even belong here? In Sapphire Isle?
Oh, are you doubting yourself, little Bella? Listen closely. Debts must be repaid, and promises must be kept. That's the first rule of being a proper actor. If you remember making that promise, then no excuses. You follow it through to the end.
I never expected to hear such words from you.
Oh, how cruel, little Bella.
Fine, I'll continue.
Little Bella. Oh, see, little Bella? Someone in the bay does remember you. Wait. Wait a second. Isn't that Alexa of the Seven Sages? A doll with a master must return to the master. Come along now, little Bella. Why are you attacking me?
Why do I have this power?
Now that you have power, your duty is clear. Protect the weak, like me. Quick, little Bella. Protect me.
If I just mimic her movements, I should be able... Why?
Yeah! Why did Alexa suddenly come after us? What earth-shattering thing did little Bella do in the past?
I don't even know her. So, how does she know my name? And what's that strange thread on her head?
Thread? Where?
Ah! It snapped!
She's dead!
This thing...
Wait! Isn't this the Siren's tear? The mark of a sage's status and rank! Oh, if I could sell it on the black market, I could clear all my debts!
It looks... If I don't reach the promised place tonight, it'll be too late. Run! I can still run!
You were right, Silver-Haired. To think that well-off Miss Lorelei would turn out to be such a dangerous person. The church soldiers uncovered many suspicious items in her office.
Let's meet at the inn after we search the auction house.
We'll wrap this up soon, Silver-Haired.
Is the operation proceeding as planned?
Everyone held at the auction house has been rescued.
You mean those slaves?
If possible, I'd rather not call them that. From their anxious gestures, it seems more of their people are still imprisoned elsewhere. But they could only point out rough directions.
They no longer understand human speech. Their transformation has already progressed this far.
So you knew. They're showing signs of bestial mutation, fish-like tails, and other traits. Miss Amy was right. Their bloodline is indeed linked to the Landis family.
That explains Amy's urgency before the Seven Sage Association. She said she'd find a way to locate the others still in captivity. We forced the other sages to acknowledge her status through public pressure at the election. They're unlikely to fully trust her now.
Could Miss Amy be in danger?
Lorelei used the legend of the Mistbound Terror to discreetly eliminate several of her guild partners. That had already drawn suspicion from the other sages, which is why she rushed to set her plan in motion. As long as Amy insists her actions at the election were an attempt to seize Lorelei's position, she can still pass as a ruthless opportunist. But we need to act quickly. The longer we delay, the clearer our trail becomes.
Then I'll search the direction her people pointed out. See if I can find anything.
Let's regroup with Amy and discuss our next move. I arranged to meet her at the inn.
She hasn't returned yet? Or did she leave again?
Something's wrong. There are half-eaten grilled oysters here. If it were Amy, she wouldn't have left a single bite. Something must have happened. Iona, can you see what took place here?
Miss Amy collapsed after touching the Siren's tear. Then Mr. Thoreau forced his way in and took her.
It's him.
Also, maybe I was mistaken, but just before she lost consciousness, she seemed to hide something beneath the table.
It's the Seven Sage Association's seal. I have to save her.
Then I'm going with you.
No, Iona. Her people still need someone to get them out. With this seal, we can forge a letter requesting an audience with Thoreau, along with orders to transfer the remaining captives. We'll split up, move before dawn, and end this.